Hi everybody, this is AJ with Car Inspected. Today we're in the Toronto area. We're looking at this 2014 Dodge Grand Caravan with 91,000 kilometers on it. White with black interior, black cloth interior. It does have some accident damage. Looks like it's been repaired. This quarter panel has been repainted. Front fender looks like it's been repainted. You can see some evidence of overspray here. Rear bumper looks like it's been repainted and repaired a while ago. You can see it's been repainted and then has been repaired again. So there's been some stuff back here. This tailgate has been repaired and repainted. There was some in this quarter panel as well, which have a little bit of rust coming through. We also have rust on the roof here. Looks like there was some damage up there. Potentially an accident that hit the tailgate up into the roof. That's what I'm thinking. So if you open the tailgate, you can also see the rust starting to come through there. And there is it's rubbed pretty good here where the tailgate looks like it was hitting. It was dented here. So this tailgate took a decent hit and then was a little out of alignment. This taillight's cracked. So you can see some rust coming through, things like that. So the rear, I don't see major structural damage underneath or anything like that. But it did take a cosmetic hit at some point. And you can see the paint kind of flaking off on the edges, things like that. So it wasn't done perfectly. You can see how this body line doesn't quite match up. So it's had some work back. Oh, there's some more rust back here as well. It's had some work back here. The rest of the vehicle looks pretty straight, pretty okay. The front bumper may have taken a little bump as well. You can see it's out of alignment there and looks like it's been repainted or touched up. Headlights look good though. Front fascia looks decent. No major issues. The glass is all original Mopar glass, so it wasn't some. The windshield actually is replaced with possibly chips or something. But there's a VIN verification while we're here. But that's it cosmetically. Nothing major on the roof or anything like that. And like I said, all the windows are original Mopar windows. Can't really see, we're in the bright sun here. Wheels, tires, etc. The fronts are Firestones produced in 2016. There's about 730 seconds of tread left on them. So they're okay for now. No overly strange wear. Just typical wear. Looks like possibly a little toe issue, but nothing too crazy. Front brakes, calipers, rotors look pretty good. There's no lip or anything like that. And the pads look pretty new. I'd say there's 85 to 90% left on them. Front suspension, I don't see any signs of major issue or anything like that. The underneath looks okay. I don't see any huge rust. Typical surface rust, but looks okay. This one does have the same leak in the transmission area as the other one did. Must be a typical problem with these Caravans, and then you see that it's been kind of running back. So it is there. Let's see. That all looks pretty solid and decent. Go to the right front tire, and we do find a Firestone 2016. The date code is there. I forgot to show you another one, but it is there. And same story with the treads, about 730 seconds. A little bit of corrosion starting on the rim, nothing too crazy though. Rotor, pad, same story. Been sitting a while, but they look pretty decent. No major issues. Suspension wise, again, looks pretty decent. And under here looks okay as well. I don't see any major rust or issues with the other carriage. Everything looks to be as it should. Nothing but the typical surface rust, but exhaust looks decent. Everything looks okay. There's a little chippage of the paint here as well, just noticed. Rear, these are different tires in the front. They are Motomasters and they look to be pretty much new. They are 2017 dated, but there's just about 10-30 seconds of tread on them, so they are pretty new. Not much use on them. A little bit of corrosion on the rim. Brakes, same thing. They've been sitting a while, but they look pretty new. Pads and rotors look pretty new. A little bit of chipped off paint, things like that in there. Underneath though, looks pretty decent. No signs of issue or anything like that. And you can see the bumper not bent or anything like that, so it might have been replaced, but I don't see any signs of major replacement or structural damage. Last tire looks okay. Again, this is a pretty much new 2017 Motomaster. So the backs are mismatched from the front. Not a major problem. Brakes look good in the back as well. And same thing on this side, suspension wise, all looks pretty good. And no major issues under here on this side. We'll look at the interior. So your storage compartment is all there, a little dirty, but it's not ripped or torn or broken or anything like that. Fold down seats, you'll see photos, they do work. I went through the motions and they all work okay. A little bit of rip on top there. In here the jack belongs, but it is not there, so we don't have the jack and emergency kit. Just note that. Some scrapage on the plastic in this loading area. Not much on the tailgate though. It looks pretty good from a interior panel perspective. A couple little ones, but nothing crazy. Go to the interior. You can see some drips from paint work and body work in here. Like I said, there is body work throughout this area here. We climb in. We do smell a bit of a old smoker's smell, so whoever owned the vehicle was a smoker. It's not overpowering, but it is here. Side panels look decent, carpet looks decent. I don't need a decent cleanup, but should be okay. Headliner looks good. A little bit of stainage there. You can see the wetness stainage. So that may be a sign that the tailgate hasn't been sealing correctly when it was messed up. It looks like it's fixed now, but it looks like there's a burn in there, a little cigarette burn too. Center seat looks pretty good. No signs of issue. Storage compartments, covers are all there, everything. Little rust in the hinges. But it all works, looks pretty decent. The back of this seat, you can see it's starting to pull. So it's starting to rip out a little bit. Door panels on the sliders look okay. No signs of issue. Climb around the other side, I'll show you this one. Passenger door panel looks okay. A couple of nicks and things like that, nothing crazy. There are some cigarette burns on some of this, some ash burns. Trim looks okay though. Passenger seat, for the most part, looks good. Again, there is a little cigarette burn on the passenger seat. Dashboard looks okay. A couple little scrapes. There you go, but nothing too big. All these compartments seem to work as they should. Glove box looks good. It does have the original owner's manual. Carpet looks pretty good on this side as well. Said mostly interior mostly needs a detail and a couple cigarette burns, things like that. Nothing too crazy bad. Oh, it also does have some rust in these door sills, the rocker area, and there's some starting on the bottom of the door here. You'll see photos of that as well. That hinge feels a little worn as well on that passenger door. So the driver's door looks pretty decent. All the switches look okay. Again, there is a cigarette burn right there. So we got a couple cigarette burns. A little bit of rust on this side too, just starting, and same thing under the door here. Driver's seat looks okay. No major issues. Seatbelts look good. Again, a couple little kind of cigarette burns here and there. Carpet is okay. Dash looks pretty decent. No issues there. Steering wheel's not worn or anything like that. Cluster looks okay. One thing is the little cap is missing for that. This driver's seat does seem to kind of wobble a little bit. It seems like the detent for the backrest isn't quite tight, maybe something like that, but it does wobble a little bit. Now the vehicle does start and run nicely. Nice and smooth. Shows no signs, showing no codes or anything like that coming up. The tire pressure monitor is on, so it might need a little fill in the air. I do have the air conditioning on right now. It works as it should. You can hear it. Seems to be blowing nice and cold. But however, the radio does not seem to turn on. You can push the button, hold the button, but it's not coming on. So nothing seems to work here. I don't know what that is. I wonder if it needs a security key or something, but none of this stuff seems to work. Look under the hood real quick. It's a bit of a pain to open. There we go. So under here, we look pretty good. I took this cover off just like the other one. I did not find a mouse nest. It looks pretty decent. Belts, hoses, everything looks okay. I don't see any signs of issue. Tested your coolant. It looked pretty good. Did get negative 43. It also tested your oil. It looks nice and clean, and we got a green light. No frothing or any issues in here either. Down here we do see a bit of wetness on top of that transmission area, just like the other one. Not as much, but it is there, and you can see that from the bottom as well. Battery looks pretty much brand new. It's at 13 and charging at 14.6. Brake fluid, which is right there, is sitting above 4% humidity, so I do recommend a flush. Getting a little older. Other than that, though, engine compartment looks pretty good. No major issues. Said it runs nice and smooth. So there you have it, 2014 Dodge Grand Caravan. As usual, thanks for watching. This is AJ with Car Inspected, and we'll see you next time.